Alright, so sorry about the lighting, but there's just rain outside my door, and I can't control the fucking weather, so we're stuck with it. Anyway, so we're gonna talk about, the announcement that just came out of nowhere. Like, I was just on social media, I was like, oh shit, that just got announced. And that is the announcement of count them, three new DC Animated Universe projects. We're getting three new DC cartoons. I don't know if they're all interconnected, they didn't say, but it doesn't sound like it. It also doesn't sound like they're connected to the James Gunn animated the James Gunn movie universe. Bleh. Which is weird because, like, Gunn said, like, everything was going to be tied in now. I guess these are going to be... Well, he did also say Elseworlds, but still. So, yeah, someone said that there are actually 5 projects, but it sounds like we only got an announcement for 3, so, yeah. Have to wait and see how that goes. Anyway, so this, basically, we got 3 new cartoons, and... the premise is just like, but I also have a feeling like DC has yet to disappoint on a lot of things. I've made my peace, like I said, long ago with Teen Titans Go. It's not for me, but I know it has a audience, and some of the jokes are actually funny, and the crossover episodes are actually really well done. So, I don't have an irrational hate for Teen Titans Go. I just acknowledge its existence. And move on with my life. Anyway, so... these 3 cartoons that we're going to be getting with, one of which I'm going to talk about first and foremost, and that is the announcement of DC Superheroes, I believe it's called, Starfire, and My Adventures with Green Lantern. So let's actually start with My Adventures with Green Lantern. The story is based, from what I understand from the plot synopsis, is that a young girl, Jessica Cruz, an actual Green Lantern, has now been given the power of a ring, and is now... caught in the middle of an alien war. So, yeah, Jessica is Jessica is now a high school student. For those who don't know Jessica Cruz, I'm indifferent on her. They've never really, like, grabbed me with the character. I've never hated her, but I'm also like, you're there. I'm a Guy Gardner fan. So, but yeah, she's not, like, Jessica's never really grabbed me with any of the stories she's been in. I think she's fine as a supporting character, but I've never really been like, oh yeah, Jessica Cruz. So, to have a show centered around Jessica's is interesting, because yeah, she's been kind of the lantern they've been pushing for a younger audience. So, I get it. Like, I was kind of expecting, if you're going to do like a high school show, although you could make the argument, you could have done this with Kyle Rayner. Just saying. Anyway, so... the thing of it is that, like, in this, having Jessica be the center point Green Lantern, and also, let's talk about that title. There's no way, because they use this exact same font to give this title as My Adventures with Superman, and while they haven't said it, I'm pretty goddamn sure that, My Adventures with Superman is in the same continuity as this show. I am very well convinced, unless proven otherwise, and I will admit when I'm wrong, but, like, it really does sound like this is going to be interconnected with My Adventures with Superman, which is funny because I did a fanfiction idea, like, almost a year ago, talking about, like, my pitch for putting Green Lantern in the My Adventures with Superman universe. So, could be cool. It is cool, and yeah, I have to admit that, like, having a Green Lantern show is pretty awesome. But this does beg the question of, like, where are the other lanterns? Like, where's the lantern from Far Sector? Is she going to be in here? I would love to have a show all around Far Sector. Just saying, I would absolutely love a Green Lantern Far Sector series. But that one would be a little more mature. Like, that would have to be a mature animated show. Where's Guy? Do Guy and Hal already have rings? Do John and Kyle have it? Are we going to acknowledge, Alan Scott? So... I don't know if, like, Jessica is the first Lantern on Earth in this continuity, or if she's, like, another one of the other human Lanterns that got a ring. So, we don't know right now. I would imagine that, like, we would probably have, other... Because Jessica never really had a rogues gallery. I would have to imagine that she'd probably ape a little off of Hal and the other Lanterns villains. Like Hector Hammond and Tiger Shark, the Manhunters. I imagine the Manhunters would probably be Season 1's big villain. Just, I have that feeling. But I could be wrong. Although I would like to see Hector Hammond, because it would be kind of cool to see the Earth-based Green Lantern villains again. I know when everyone does Green Lantern comics, they just want to go immediately to Sinestro, but no one gives any love to, like, you know, Hal's, like, first big villain, which was Hammond. But I digress. Also, are we going to also talk about Volthoom? Because Jessica didn't start out as a Green Lantern. She took the ring from the Crime Syndicate's power ring, which contained this entity called Volthoom, this entity that fed off of fear. So is Volthoom going to be involved? Or Power Ring? Or the Crime Syndicate in general? We don't know. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun speculating right now. Let's talk about the Starfire show real quick, because this one is going to be more of a cosmic show, and from what I understand is that some of the writers from Princesses of Power, She-Ra and the Princesses of Power are going to be here, and while I think that's kind of, like, I did like some of the episodes, looking back at She-Ra, Princesses of Power, there are some episodes where I'm just like, wow, nothing happened. So it might be a good or bad thing. I will say, though, that a lot of this is going to take place with Amethyst and Gem World. Not Amethyst from Steven Universe. Get your head out of that. No, Princess Amethyst and Gem World are a fantasy-based series from DC Comics that they've kind of played with recently in the Jeremy Adams Flash run. So, and I've always enjoyed it because it's like DC trying to do like their own He-Man cartoon. So it sounds cool. I don't know if this is how this show is gonna play out, but it is cool that we're getting like a Starfire cartoon. You know, obviously we're gonna have Blackfire at some points. I want to know if Hayden Welch, Starfire's voice actress for literally 90% of Starfire's animated career, if she's gonna voice the character. I think Hayden's probably gonna voice the character. I'd be shocked if she didn't. Same with her voicing Blackfire. Anyway. Finally, we have Project Superpowers, or the DC... I can't remember what it's called. DC Superpowers? I think that's what it is. DC Superpowers is basically a characters in high school. So it's going to focus on Terra, Power Girl, Plastic Man, The Flash. We don't know which one. Probably not Barry. Probably Wally. And under the supervision of Principal Martian Manhunter, the characters are all going to learn about their superpowers. This sounds like a successor to DC Superhero Girls, which actually was a pretty fun show, I'm not going to lie. Like, there was some great humor in that show. Lauren Faust did a really good job with it. That show was underrated. But this does sound like the successor to that. And I gotta be honest, it is kind of, like, regardless of, like, how you feel about, like, these projects, it is cool that, like, we're getting DC animated projects that aren't Batman. Like, they aren't, like, Batman, Superman-centric. Like, it's nice to see, like, a branching out of all these projects. That's what I really appreciate the most. Even if they fail, you can at least say, at least they had the balls to try, right? Like, we can all agree that that was kind of, like, that could, they could have easily just done the Batman and Superman the umpteenth time. So, yeah. I don't know how these shows are gonna turn out. I really don't, but I am excited to see how they'll. I'll give more of my thoughts on trailers once they come out. But these projects just got announced today. I imagine we won't get trailers until like later this year at most, like winter, because they just announced that they're probably still getting voices and directors and writers and everything for these projects. So we probably won't hear more about this until later this year, and I do stress much later this year. And on top of that, you know, we probably won't see trailers until 2026. Anyway, so you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of these three projects? Which one are you most excited for? Which ones are you least excited for? Yeah, comment below, let me know. And also, just real quick, it is nice to see that we're getting more superhero projects and good quality. I don't know how the quality of these shows will turn out, but it is nice to have, like, you know, My Adventures with Superman, Spider-Man, X-Men 97, things like that. Anyway, but other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.